as I said, I'm still only young and I've only been playing professional football in the SPL for a couple of seasons, and you look at guys who maybe move on in their career mid-20s when they've had 4, 5, 6 years of experience, so I'm not going to rush into any decision.
If you were to stay at Kilmarnock and it doesn't happen this year, will it affect you? I mean, will it be at the back of your mind all the time?
No, just now that's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to go back to Kilmarnock and we'll try and fight for as high up in the league as we can, as we have done the last couple of seasons. So no, I'll not be annoyed or disappointed if I need to stay at Kilmarnock, because obviously I've done well up just now with Kilmarnock and nothing's going to change. I'll work as hard as I can for them.
Will you put extra pressure on yourself though? Because obviously these clubs are looking at you because you've done so well, so will you put extra pressure on yourself to again get more consistent, perform even better, so that they're still there at the end of next season?
Well, that's the thing I think most footballers do every season. They obviously try and improve in the last couple of seasons, and I said at the end of last season I was thinking how do I improve after getting obviously the Football Writers Young Player of the Year and a few awards, but then this season came in and it just took off for me, and now I've played for my country. I won the SPFA Young Player of the Year and that, so it's been another great season. So next season I'll just need to go out and work as hard as I can and hopefully do as well again.
Do you feel that this is beginning to kind of take over your life, the whole Celtic Rangers thing and all the speculation? Is it constantly on your mind?
It's probably taken over my life last month, obviously since I stopped. The amount of folk have just asked me what's happening and stuff, but I know as much as everybody else, and that's the truth.
You're a wee bit disappointed that Rangers haven't come back in and increased the offer?
No, the Rangers, if they come in with their offer and if that's all they value me at, then that's all they value me at. But obviously if they want me, they'll obviously need to up their price, and if they're going to do that, then it's up to them. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's crap of their offer or anything like that, because they're within their rights to do what they want.
It's quite well reported as well that you're a Rangers supporter as a boy. Does that come into it at all, or is it just got to be purely football?
It's purely football and my personal reasons, nothing to do with who I supported as a kid and stuff like that, because obviously when I started playing with Kilmarnock, you're wanting them to win every game, so you're not really a supporter of the other team anymore.
How do you feel you're handling all this media attention, Steve?
All right, to be honest. I'm past kind of worrying about it and stuff like that. I'm contracted to Kilmarnock for another good 3 years, so I've got that to look forward to if nothing happens. So it's not bothering me at all now.
It's a case of just keep your feet on the ground and.
That's it. I've got the right people around me to keep my feet on the ground, and that's what I'll do, because you don't obviously spend your money before you've got it, so you don't plan your move before it happens.
How's Jim Jeffries, Kilmarnock gaffer, been throughout all this? Has he been giving you some advice on how to handle the pressure?
Well, obviously just at the end of the season he thought there was going to be a bit of interest, so he told me just to, if anything happens, he'll let me know and stuff. And that was it. He'll let me know, and they're not going to stand in my way if an offer that's too good to turn for myself and the club. They're not going to be awkward about it. So the manager's been pretty good with it all.
Your friend Chris Boyd made the move from Kilmarnock to one of the old firm, and have you had a chance to speak to him about his experience and perhaps even any advice?
I think his situation was a bit different. Obviously only 6 months left, and he moved during the season, so he didn't really have a lot of time to think about moves and everything else, so it was pretty different. But everybody knows, all the footballers know, that nothing's going to happen until your club phones you and tells you they've accepted a bid.
I suppose the viewers or the public will be looking outside in on your situation, not knowing exactly what's going on behind the scenes and the things that are factors in your mind as to what decision you make. But what are the things that are most important to you when it comes to deciding if it does turn out to be, you say you want to stay in Scotland, ultimately it's probably going to be the old firm. What are the main factors therefore in deciding between the two?
Probably the main factor would be playing most weeks. I'm not going to want to go to, you see some players going to bigger clubs and they kind of don't appear in the squads for 4, 5, 6 weeks, and then they maybe come in out of the cold. That's one thing I don't want to do, and if I go to a club it'll be that I'm intending to play every week and do as well as I have done in the last couple of seasons with Kilmarnock.
Even lower wages, would that, with the options
obviously the money situation, that's going to play a factor as well, but that's not the main factor. Like folk that are coming saying it's just doesn't matter, that first and foremost it's a job, so you need to make a living, but the money's not the biggest factor.
Have you looked at somebody like, I don't know, Derek Riordan at Celtic, who made such an impression at Hibs and has moved and has featured very little? Do you think, well, maybe that was the wrong move for him?
I wouldn't say it's the wrong move for him. Every time he's played, he's done tremendously well, and he's obviously given the Celtic manager a headache about playing him. So I wouldn't say it's the wrong move, but his chances have been limited, and that's something I'll need to think about, and that could happen with me if I was to move to any club. So obviously, as I keep saying, the move will need to be right for myself.
If you have to get your move this summer, Stephen, would you prefer that it's done before pre-season training kicks off at Rugby Park?
Obviously, it would be better if that happened than me come back in mid-pre-season, getting interrupted and maybe getting a move then. So it's probably better if I had it all done and dusted before I went back. That probably would be the best idea. But as I've said, I'm just thinking I'm going back to Kilmarnock to go to pre-season with Kilmarnock and the boys.
Do you think that your international cap has inflated the price?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know much about them, but about the valuation and what clubs add on for international caps and that. But I don't think it'll make a big factor because I've got 3 years left in my contract. So the club aren't in a position where they're going to need to take a mid-sized offer than the full amount they think they deserve.
Will you be staying up late to watch the fight on Saturday?
I'll maybe go to sleep and set my alarm.
Can I just ask, Stephen, you mentioned you want to stay certainly in the short term in Scotland. Long term, would you see a future move to England as a possibility?
That's always a possibility. Obviously, England's one of the best leagues in the world, and it's obviously going to be one of the hardest. So definitely consider it in the future. I'm not silly enough to rule it out, but I just think I'm a bit young now.